all steps you need to speak English fluently. Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to this very special podcast. Today, we are going to talk deeply, slowly, and clearly about something that can truly change your life. We are going to talk about learning English. Yes, English, the global language of connection, opportunity, and knowledge. Maybe right now you are sitting in your room. Maybe you are walking outside. Maybe you are listening before sleep. And maybe you have been dreaming for a long time. Dreaming about speaking English with confidence. Dreaming about understanding movies, songs, and books. Dreaming about traveling, studying, or even working in another country. But sometimes learning English feels hard. Sometimes you feel lost. Sometimes you don't know what is the best way. And sometimes you even feel like giving up. My friend, in this podcast, I want to give you hope. I want to give you a map. I want to walk with you step by step during this podcast, slowly, clearly, beautifully, so that by the end, you will not only know how to learn English, but you will also feel ready, motivated, and excited to continue your journey. Why English? Why not another language? Why is English so special? Well, English is not only a language, it is a bridge that connects people from every corner of the world. Imagine this. A Japanese student, a Brazilian traveler, an Egyptian engineer, a German artist, an Indian doctor. All of them can meet. All of them can share ideas. And very often, the language they use is English. English opens doors. Doors to travel. Doors to education, doors to business, doors to culture, and yes, doors to friendship. When you speak English, you are not only learning words, you are building connections, you are unlocking opportunities, you are giving yourself freedom, your mindset. But before you learn grammar, before you learn vocabulary, before you practice pronunciation, you need one thing first. You need the right mindset. Mindset means the way you think. Mindset means your attitude. Mindset means your belief in yourself. Listen carefully. Many people fail, not because English is impossible. They fail because they believe it is impossible. They say, "Oh, my memory is bad. Oh, I am too old. Oh, I have no time." My friend, these are excuses. And excuses will kill your dream. Instead, you must say, "I can improve. I can learn step by step. I will find the time." Your brain is not fixed. It is flexible. It is alive. It grows when you use it. So The first rule is believe in yourself. Setting goals. Now, let us talk about goals. If you don't know where you are going, you will get lost. So, ask yourself, why do I want to learn English? Is it for travel? Is it for work? Is it for study? Is it for movies and songs? Is it for making friends? There is no wrong answer, but you must know your reason and then make your goal SMART. What does SMART mean? S, specific, clear and exact. M, measurable. You can check your progress. A, achievable. Not too hard, not too easy. R, relevant. Important for your life. T, time bound with a deadline. For example, don't just say, I want to be good at English. That is too general. Instead, say, I want to be able to have a 10 minutes conversation in English within 3 months. That is smart. That is possible. That will keep you motivated. Overcoming fear. Now, let us face a big problem. Fear. Fear of mistakes. Fear of speaking. Fear of looking stupid. My friend, let me tell you a secret. Everyone makes mistakes. Even native speakers. Yes, even teachers. So, your mistakes are not your enemy. Your mistakes are your teachers. Every mistake you make is a lesson. Every mistake you make is progress. Every mistake you make is a step closer to success. So, do not hide from mistakes. Do not be ashamed. Smile, learn, and continue. Remember this. Fluency is born from courage, not from perfection. How to start from zero? Maybe right now you are thinking, but I am a beginner. I know nothing. Where do I start? Do not worry. Every master was once a beginner. The first step is simple. Start small. Learn the basic words. Learn greetings. Learn how to introduce yourself. Learn how to ask simple questions. You don't need big grammar books. You don't need complicated rules. You don't need to understand everything. Just start with survival English. For example, hello, my name is. How are you? I am fine. Thank you. Where are you from? I am from. When you can say these small things, you feel happy. You feel progress. And progress gives you energy. So, focus first on communication, not on perfection. The power of listening. Now, one of the best ways to learn is by listening. Listening is like food for your brain. When you listen often, your brain absorbs the sounds. Your brain learns rhythm. Your brain learns pronunciation naturally. So, what should you listen to? Podcasts, audiobooks, YouTube channels, movies, songs. But here is the trick. Choose material you enjoy. If you love sports, listen to sports podcasts. If you love cooking, watch cooking videos in English. If you love travel, watch travel vlogs in English. When you enjoy, you remember. When you enjoy, you continue. And here is another tip. Do not worry if you don't understand everything. Even if you understand only 30%, it is okay. Your brain is still learning. Slowly, naturally, like a child. Speaking to yourself. Now, let us talk about speaking. Many learners say, I have no one to practice with. I have no English friends. But my friend, you have yourself. And that is enough to begin. Speak to yourself. Yes, talk to yourself in English. When you wake up, say, Good morning, today is a beautiful day. When you cook, say, I am cutting the vegetables. I am making soap. When you walk, say, I am walking to the store. The weather is nice. This practice is powerful because you are connecting English to your life. You are not just memorizing. You are living the language. The importance of reading. Reading is another key. But please, don't start with big novels. Start with easy books, children's books, simple stories, short articles. The goal is not to understand every word. The goal is to get used to the language, to see how words connect, to see how sentences flow. Reading gives you vocabulary. Reading gives you grammar naturally. Reading makes your brain comfortable with English. Writing as practice. Finally, let us talk about writing. Writing helps you think in English. Writing helps you remember vocabulary. Writing makes you active, not passive. You don't need to write essays. You don't need to write reports. Just write simple things. Write your diary. Write your thoughts. Write your plans for tomorrow. Even 5 minutes a day is enough. For example, today I woke up early, I had coffee, I studied English for 30 minutes, I felt happy. Simple, easy, but very effective. So let us review what we learned in this first section. First, English is a bridge of opportunities. Second, you need the right mindset. Third, you must set clear goals. Fourth, don't be afraid of mistakes. Fifth, start small with basic phrases. Sixth, listen as much as possible. Seventh, speak to yourself daily. Eighth, read simple books. Ninth, write a little every day. If you do these things even for only 20-30 minutes a day, your English will grow, your confidence will grow, and your dream will grow. Remember, it is not about speed, it is about consistency. Every day, small steps, day after day, week after week, month after month. This is how real progress happens. My friend, we have just completed the first part of our journey. This part was about why English is important, and how to begin. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you feel ready, because the road is long, but the rewards are beautiful. In the next section, we will go deeper. We will explore the 4 skills of English: listening, speaking, reading, and writing in much more detail. So, take a break if you need. Drink some water, relax your mind, and then join me in section 2. Hello again, my friend. Welcome back. You are still here? Still listening? Still learning? That means something very important. You are serious about your English journey. In the first part of this podcast, we talked about why English matters, how to build the right mindset, how to set goals, and how to begin even from zero. Now, it is time to go deeper. In the second part, we are going to talk about the 4 essential skills of English: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Each skill is important. Each skill is connected to the others, and together they will build your fluency. So let's take our time and explore them one by one. Listening, the foundation. Let's begin with listening. Listening is the foundation. It is the soil where your English will grow. Think about how babies learn their first language. Before they speak, they listen. They listen to their parents, to their family, to the sounds around them. For months, they say nothing. But inside their brain, something is happening. Connections are being built. Patterns are being learned. The music of the language is entering their mind. And then, one day the baby speaks. The words come naturally. Why? Because of listening. You, as an English learner, are not a baby, but the principle is the same. If you want to speak well, you must first listen a lot. Now, maybe you are asking, what should I listen to? And the answer is, listen to what you love. If you love stories, listen to audiobooks. If you love learning, listen to educational podcasts. If you love entertainment, watch movies or TV shows. If you love music, enjoy English songs. The secret is make listening part of your life. Not only when you study, but also when you cook, when you walk, when you rest. English should be in your ears every day. How to listen effectively? But there is another question. How should I listen? First, don't try to understand every word. That will only frustrate you. Instead, focus on the main idea, the big picture. Second, repeat often. Listen to the same podcast or video again and again. Each time, you will catch something new. At first, maybe only 30%, then 50%, then 70%. And finally, you will understand almost everything. Third, use subtitles wisely. Watch movies with English subtitles, not with your native language. That way, your ears and eyes will work together. Most importantly, enjoy the process. If you enjoy, you will continue. If you continue, you will improve. Speaking. the heart of communication. Now, let's move to speaking. Speaking is the heart of communication. It is the skill most learners want: to open their mouth and speak fluently, confidently, naturally. But here is the truth. Speaking is also the scariest skill, because when you speak, you show your mistakes. When you speak, you feel vulnerable. So, how can you improve? How can you practice, especially if you don't live in an English-speaking country? The answer is simple: create opportunities. Talk to yourself, like we said before. That is step 1. Describe your actions. Describe your day. Ask yourself questions and answer them. Then, step 2, find a speaking partner. This can be a friend who is also learning English. It can be an online tutor. It can be a language exchange partner from another country. And step 3, don't wait for perfect grammar. Speak with the words you know. Even broken English is better than no English. Remember, communication is not about perfection. It is about connection. A simple speaking exercise. Here is a simple exercise you can try every day. Take a topic, any topic, for example, my favorite food. Set a timer for 2 minutes and then speak in English without stopping. It doesn't matter if you repeat words. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. The goal is to keep speaking, to train your mouth, to train your brain. If you do this every day, even for just 2 minutes, your fluency will grow, and slowly your fear will disappear. Reading, feeding your mind. Now, let us move to another powerful skill: reading. Reading is like feeding your mind with English every single day. When you read, you are not only learning new words, you are also learning how sentences are built. You are learning how ideas flow. You are learning how native speakers express themselves. But here is the mistake many learners make. They start with books that are too difficult. Maybe a big novel, maybe a heavy academic text, and after 1 or 2 pages, they give up. My advice is simple. Start small. Read children's books. Read simple stories. Read short news articles written for learners. Read graded readers, books written especially for English students. The most important thing is not difficulty. The most important thing is consistency. If you read just 10 minutes a day, every day, your vocabulary will grow naturally. And little by little, you will be ready for bigger books. How to read smart? Now, let me share a method to make reading more effective. First, don't stop at every unknown word. If you stop too often, reading becomes slow and boring. Instead, try to guess from context, understand the general idea. Second, keep a small notebook. When you find a useful word or phrase, write it down, not only the word, but also an example sentence. Because words live inside sentences, not alone. Read aloud sometimes. When you read aloud, you train your eyes, your brain, and your mouth together. It's like combining reading and speaking in one exercise. Writing, making the language your own. Now we arrive at the fourth skill, writing. Writing is special because it makes the language your own. When you write, you are not just receiving information, you are creating. You are building sentences from your own thoughts. And just like with speaking, you don't need to wait for perfection. You can begin today. How? Start with simple journaling. Every evening, write 3 to 5 sentences about your day. For example, today I studied English for 20 minutes. I listened to a podcast. I learned 5 new words. I felt good. That's enough. That's progress. Another great idea. Write short messages to yourself. Write your goals. Write your dreams. Write your plans. This way, English becomes part of your inner world. How to improve writing step by step. If you want to improve faster, here's a method. First, write freely. Don't worry about mistakes, just write your thoughts. Second, check quickly. Look for obvious errors. Third, rewrite once. Make it a little better. Fourth, compare later. After a few weeks, look back at your old writing. You will see progress. Writing does not need to be long. Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference. And if you have a teacher or a friend who knows English well, ask them to correct your writing sometimes. Feedback will help you notice your weak points. How the 4 skills work together. Now, you might be asking, which skill is the most important? Should I focus only on one? The truth is, the 4 skills are connected. They support each other. They grow together. When you listen more, your speaking improves. When you read more, your writing improves. When you write more, you remember vocabulary for speaking. When you speak more, you become more confident in listening. So, don't think of them as separate. Think of them as parts of one system, a living system that grows stronger with every practice. So, let us pause and review what we learned in this part. Listening is the foundation. Listen every day to things you enjoy. Speaking. Speaking is the heart of communication. Don't fear mistakes, just speak. Reading. Reading feeds your mind. Start small, read consistently. Writing. Writing makes English your own. Write a little every day. All 4 skills are connected, supporting each other. If you practice each of these skills, even for a few minutes daily, your English will grow naturally. Day by day, month by month, you will become more confident, more fluent, more ready to use English in real life. My friend, you have now completed the second step of our journey. We talked about the 4 core skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These are the tools that will carry you forward. In the next section, we will talk about something equally important: motivation and consistency. Because even if you know what to do, sometimes you feel tired, sometimes you feel stuck, sometimes you feel like giving up. So, in section 3, I will show you how to stay motivated, how to measure your progress, and how to keep going until you master English. Take a break if you need. Stretch your body, drink some water, and then come back. Because our journey is not over yet, the best part is still to come. This last section is about something very important, because even if you know what to do, even if you know how to study, you still need one more thing: motivation. Motivation is the energy that keeps you moving. Motivation is the fuel for your journey. Without it, you stop. With it, you continue no matter what. So in this part, we will talk about how to build strong habits, how to measure your progress, how to deal with frustration and plateaus, how to use advanced strategies, and finally, how to see English not just a subject, but as a lifestyle. Building a daily habit. First, let's talk about habits. Motivation is like fire. It burns bright at the beginning, but then it can fade. So, what do you need? You need a system. You need habits. A habit is something you do automatically, without thinking, like brushing your teeth, like drinking water, like checking your phone. Imagine if English became one of your habits. Imagine if every day you naturally listened, spoke, read, or wrote without forcing yourself. That is the secret of real progress. So, how do we build this habit? Start small. Don't say, I will study for 2 hours every day. That is too big. That will not last. Instead, say, I will study for 10 minutes every day. 10 minutes is easy. 10 minutes is possible. Once you start, often you continue for longer. Remember, consistency is more important than intensity. It is better to practice a little every day than to practice a lot only once in a while. Measuring progress. Now, let's talk about progress. Sometimes you study, but you don't feel improvement. You think, I am not getting better. But the truth is, you are improving slowly like a tree growing. Still, it helps to measure, because when you see your progress, you feel motivated. So, how can you measure? Record yourself speaking once a month. Later, listen again. You will hear the difference. Keep a reading log. Write down the books or articles you finish. Watch the list grow. Count your writing. See how many pages you wrote this month. Compare with last month. Track your listening hours. 10 hours, 20 hours, 50 hours. Each milestone is progress. When you measure, you see proof. And proof gives you power to continue. Dealing with frustration. But even with habits, even with progress, you will sometimes feel frustrated. You will face what learners call a plateau. A plateau is when you feel stuck, not improving, not moving forward. This is normal. Every learner experiences it, even advanced learners. So, what should you do? First, don't panic. Don't think I am failing. A plateau is not failure. It is just part of the process. Second, change your routine. If you always listen to the same kind of podcast, try something new. If you always study alone, try a partner. If you always read simple texts, try something a little harder. No challenges wakes up your brain. No activities create no growth. And third, remind yourself, learning is not a straight line. It is up and down, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. But if you continue, you always move forward. Advanced strategies. Now, let me share some advanced strategies. These are for when you want to go beyond the basics. First, shadowing. Listen to a short audio. At the same time, repeat exactly what you hear like an echo. This trains your listening and speaking together. Second, thinking in English. Try to stop translating in your head. Instead, describe things directly in English. Start with simple thoughts. I am hungry. The sun is bright. I will call my friend. Third, immersion. Surround yourself with English. Change your phone to English. Follow English accounts on social media. Watch the news in English. Create an environment where English feels natural. Fourth, teaching others. When you explain English to someone else, your own knowledge becomes stronger. Share what you know. Help a friend. Teach a beginner. You will be surprised how much you learn by teaching. English as a lifestyle. And now, the final idea. Don't think of English as only a subject. Think of English as a lifestyle. It is not only something you study, it is something you live. When you listen to music, choose English songs. When you watch movies, watch them in English. When you read online, read English blogs or articles. When you make notes, try to write them in English. Make English part of your daily life, not separate, not special, just normal. That is the real secret. When English is part of your life, you don't need motivation. It becomes automatic. It becomes natural. It becomes who you are. So, my dear friend, let us review this final section. Build habits, not just motivation. Practice a little every day. Measure your progress so you can see your improvement. Accept frustration and plateaus as normal. Keep going. Try advanced methods like shadowing, thinking in English, immersion, and even teaching others. And finally, live English as a lifestyle, not just a subject. If you do these things, you will not only learn English, you will master it. You will carry it with you wherever you go. I want you to remember one thing. You are capable. You can learn. You can grow. You can achieve fluency. It will take time. It will take patience. It will take daily effort. But step by step, you will get there. So keep going. Don't give up. Your dream of English is possible. Thank you for joining me in this podcast. Thank you for giving me your time, your ears, your attention. I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself.